Welcome to Flight Failures, the channel that tells the most compelling stories about flight accidents. Sign up to follow our narratives and discover the lessons learned from these events. Thank you for your support. Today, we examine the tragic accident that saw a plane crash after a series of serious errors by the pilots, culminating in a catastrophic landing that caused the death of 97 people on board. Let's analyze the mistakes of the pilots and the disturbing truths behind this airline, the PIA, aka Pakistan International Airlines. Captain Sajjad Gul, 58 years old, had been flying for the airline for 24 years, with over 177,000 total flight hours, including nearly 4,800 hours on the Airbus A320. He had a troubled past, including a psychiatric evaluation that found him unfit to fly. Despite this, he continued with his work, thanks also to his connections within the company. The first officer, 33-year-old Usman Azam, had nearly 2,300 total flying hours, with more than 1,500 hours on the A320. His promotion to first officer was initially held up due to problems during his training, but he was eventually cleared to fly. Both were flying Pakistan International Airlines Flight 8303 to Karachi, Pakistan, on a clear day with a few scattered clouds. The problems started on the way down. Distracted by irrelevant conversations, the pilots didn't carry out an adequate approach briefing and didn't discuss changes to the route, which included a direct descent towards Mockley, requiring a more rapid descent. This negligence triggered a series of critical errors. Ignoring air traffic control warnings and the obvious risk due to the excessive height, the pilots continued with the approach. In a panic, the captain neglected the standard go-around procedure, instead trying to force the landing. They did not extend the landing gear and inappropriately activated the air brakes. As they approached dangerously close to the runway and too high, the pilots received repeated warnings of a stall and risk of collision with terrain. Despite this, they insisted to air traffic controllers that they were okay and could do it. The landing had catastrophic results. The plane crashed into a residential neighborhood, destroying everything in its path and leaving only 2 survivors among the passengers. Following investigations, authorities discovered that nearly 40% of airline pilot licenses in Pakistan are fake. The European Union banned PIA for 6 months, blacklisting it. The National Airline of Pakistan has suspended 150 of the 426 pilots to further the documentation of these pilots and investigate the matter. Already in 2018, 50 employees, including 3 pilots, had been suspended because they were in possession of false school diplomas. We do not know if the pilots at the controls of Flight 8303 were also part of this group of pilots with false licenses, but their inexplicable actions demonstrate a profound lack of training, control by the airline, lack of respect for passengers, and flight safety. It is not acceptable for these things to happen in any country in the world, and almost 50 years after the first CRM courses were introduced in commercial aviation in the 70s. The safety culture, checks on airlines by government and international bodies have failed. And as always, it is the families of the victims who pay the price and not the negligent managers and pilots. Join us on Flight Failures for more compelling aviation stories and insights on how to ensure safer skies for all. Sign up today to stay informed and involved in the world of aviation. See you in the next video.